You know, you're like.
You had a rough morning. Tell us, Michael. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We love when you're here.
Yeah, my dog just got away a little bit, and he's Doug is big, so
Doug.
you can't like go get him and retrieve.
Are we in like boxers and running after him barefoot?
No, just sweats in a t-shirt.
Okay.
I asked about
form-fitting
Doug. Let me
t-shirt.
tell you about his dog. I asked about Doug, and he says Doug doesn't like to go for walks. Or maybe his owner doesn't like to
What dog doesn't like to go for walks?
Mine.
Yeah.
Doug does not like going to. He's scared of the
Honestly,
cars.
He's tailor-made for you.
He's scared of the car. He's having surgery this week, by the way.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's good. He's just got a little something on his paw.
Okay.
But
There are certain figures in our game who are larger than life.
yeah.
John Sterling has been a broadcaster for 64 years, the voice of the New York Yankees for 36, and he called it a career. And we just wanted to look back on one of the best to ever do it.
Stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, I thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone.
There it goes. Deep left, it is high. It is far. It is gone. It's an A-bomb. Baseball immortality. Bird, baby bird. And happy time. All right. Here comes the judge. Ball game over. World Series over. The Yankees win.
Wow, the soundtrack to so many childhood.
Yeah. You know, baseball and the fandom, it's so provincial and regional, and that's why play-by-play guys like John Sterling are held so closely by the fan base. So.
He said, I am so lucky to do this.
By the way, Cal Ripken, eat your heart out. He had 5,060 consecutive games.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's a heck of a run. Also an accomplished NBA announcer back in the day. I was pulling up, I did a little search on Mr. Sterling yesterday and some of his work calling Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics, Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins. Some of his work was on YouTube, and just a great job.
An incredible year, an incredible career, John Sterling.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
John.
and congratulations on a career well spent. Wake it up, America. To Tropicana Field we go. Angels and Rays righty Zach Eflin did his job. 6 1/3 scoreless, gave his team the best chance to win. Struck out 5 over 6 and the third, and he left the game with the Rays up 1-0. Then this monster shows up. Mike Trout loves hitting, especially at Tropicana Field, top of the 8th.
There's a long fly ball. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Mike Trout, a 2-run homer.
A perfect tribute to John Sterling
That's
by Wayne Randazzo. And Trout makes it 2-1.
I like that. He gets the little.
You like the halo.
I like the
You're
halo.
into it. Okay.
Yeah,
Bottom of the 8th.
nice.
A 7-pitch at bat for Harold Ramirez. Angels lead at 5-1. The changeup inside was the one he liked. Homer to left field. First of the season. Yandy Diaz scores, but it was too little, too late. Just for good measure. Top of the 9th. Taylor Ward with a man on. Got it. 6 on the year. You know that?
Yeah.
Anthony Rendon scores. 7-3 your final at the Trop on Monday.
Let's go to Boston. Patriots Day, Guardians, Red Sox pregame. You got the Patriots Day and, of course, the Jackie Robinson pregame festivities, and Rob Gronkowski was there to throw out the first pitch. Beautiful day for baseball, but he didn't throw it. He spiked it. Because it's the Gronk
As
spike.
he should.
Nicely done.
Yes.
First inning, Cutter Crawford facing Jose Ramirez. Oh, look at Weiler Abreu. That is a beautiful catch out in right field.
I was like, yes, please.
We move to the 7th inning. Will Brennan pinch hitting and coming through. His first home run of the year, and the Guardians take a 2-0 lead. Scary moment here. Next batter, Esteban Florial. Fly ball in a nasty, nasty collision between Tyler O'Neill and Rafael Devers. O'Neill left the game, had to get stitches. He's in the concussion protocol, as you see. 8th inning, Jose Ramirez. At the plate. Men at the corners, that's down the line. Throw gets away, and that's going to allow a second run to score. Guardians go on to win by the final of 6-0. The Red Sox are 1-3 this season when Cutter Crawford pitches, despite him having an ERA of .42. Now, here's some more. Yeah, here's some more information on Tyler O'Neill. Jim McCaffrey covering the Red Sox for The Athletic. O'Neill had the 8 stitches. They're going to check on him tomorrow, meaning today. Devers is okay, should be back in the lineup, but he is in the concussion protocol.
Yeah, my goodness, we are praying for him. He left the game with his face kind of covered in blood. Michael, you've been a part of those kind of plays there. That was hard to watch. Walk me through it.
It sure was, in a very scary moment there in Boston. First of all, you have your home run leader. Tyler O'Neill has been everything the Red Sox could have hoped for playing left field. And then your third baseman, for the next decade in Rafael Devers. So when the two of them go back, you definitely don't want any mistakes. But Fenway's a little different. If we could take a look at the tape, going back over this play, there's a very shallow left field. So it plays a little different where the third baseman and the left fielder, as well as the shortstop, are going to get into that no man's land a lot sooner than in other fields. So when we look at this in slow-mo, you see Tyler O'Neill yelling, I got it. So technically, fundamentally, it's the right thing. We want the outfielder, if he's coming in as opposed to the infielder moving back, to call him off. Let's pause right here just for 1 second. The difference here is, in the world of shifting right now, we look at Devers. He's actually playing probably a pull-side shortstop position. So when that ball goes to left field, it's a little bit of an unfamiliar territory for someone like Devers. As we go through the progression, what you want all the outfielders, if they're coming in. I remember in spring training, you'd have these meetings, and I'd tell the outfielders, I have every ball that I'm going back to. I have every single ball until you say one word. The minute you say one word, it is your ball. And the other rule of thumb is the outfielder goes low, the infielder stays on his feet. You just don't want that infielder going back, sliding, two guys sliding, and then it could be a disaster, knees and everything involved. So if we can run this right here, this ball goes up. I mean, everyone's making their best bid at that. And the problem is crowd noise as well. Sometimes when you say, I got it, guys don't hear each other. Let's pause right here. So this is your standard, straight up defensive alignment. So let's go through the progression. You got the pitcher here. The first thing you got is you don't want the pitcher fielding any ball. But there are certain scenarios where you hit that little weak pop-up and the infielders can't get there. So that would be the only time I want the pitcher basically trying to make a play. Everyone has priority over the pitcher. Whoever gets there calls it, it's there. So the progression kind of goes this way. First baseman, third baseman have priority over the pitcher and the catcher. Shortstop has priority over the third baseman. Second baseman has priority over the first baseman. In the outfield, it's much the same way. The center fielder is the captain, just like kind of the shortstop's the captain of the infield. Center fielder has priority over his right fielder and his left fielder, and all outfielders have priority over the infielders. So when we run a play like this is another point in the game. Go ahead. This ball's hit into shallow right center. You see everyone going back. You hear an early I got it call. You don't see it, but, Duran comes here, and you're like, okay, this is what we got. This is kind of, Ryan Pepio here. He's like, hey, guys, it's okay. The pitcher can make a play. They're athletic enough to make a play, because if you do get a ball that pops up, this is Freddie Peralta. Hey, no problem, I got it. If you get a ball that's to the pitcher where the infielders can't get there, guess what? That's very weak contact. We don't want to reward any fielders with this. This last scene, the last thing anyone wants as a baseball fan, especially Red Sox fan, is to see Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill giving each other headbutts. And it looked really scary. It looks like guys will be okay. O'Neill's a tough cat. 8 stitches. Hopefully he's in the lineup soon. Devers, I think, will be in the lineup today. So just, that priority where if you can have the early communication is something that's talked about a lot in spring training. But sometimes there's crowd noise. Sometimes there are balls that are in between.
Yeah, that was going to be my question to you, Mike, because in the video you can see Tyler O'Neill say first, I got it. And then you see when Rafael Devers comes into frame, he's also saying, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, and there are plays where Roflo, both guys think they get it, and they actually think they're doing each other the favor. I guess the communication comes in if the guy with priority says, I got it, I mean, and I would do the same if I'm going back and I'm got a catcher coming. I want to say it as early as I can.
Right.
But there are times where both you say, I got it at the same time, the crowd screaming. So, there are those rare instances where it's a situation that they both say at the same time, or you don't hear it. You just want to avoid injury. And if someone goes high and low, you can kind of avoid that. Hopefully these two guys will be all right in the lineup.
Boy, definitely a scary collision. All right, let's go continue with the highlights here. Let's go to Philadelphia for the Rockies and the Phillies. Bryce Harper, who has yet to get on track offensively, but you know it's just a matter of time. I mean, it is Bryce freaking Harper after all. RBI knock. There you go. Brings in Trey Turner. 1-0 Philadelphia. We move to the fifth. Aaron Nola looking good so far until Michael Talia. His fourth of the season. Rockies tie it at 1. Move to the seventh. Aaron Nola still in there. And still thriving. As a matter of fact, strikes out the side in the seventh. That's paint right there at 93. 7 1/3. 9 strikeouts, 1 earned, 4 hits, walked just 1 batter.
Couple Uncle Charlies for you.
Oof. All right, we go to the ninth. Kyle Freeland, the pitcher, is pinch running. He's representing the go-ahead run. Ball gets away. Freeland trying to score, but he's out, and he's hurt, and he's holding his right shoulder. Oh, man, that is like a worst-case scenario. Freeland's upset. Game remains tied. And we go to the home half of the 10th. It's still 1-1 until Christian Pache. Drive home safely. First career walk-off hit for Pache. Phillies have their second walk-off win in 3 days. Let's go to the Rangers and the Tigers. Michael Lorenzen, look who's back. Facing his former team wearing Ranger blue. He's got some former teammates barking at him. Playing in a yard that he's very familiar with. Matt Vierling grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. As Lorenzen strands a couple of runners in the fourth. We move to the fifth. Bases loaded, Marcus Semien. Hit to the Java.
On the line.
Good base running there by Semien. Good hustle. Run scores. Rangers up 1-0. Bottom of the fifth, Mark Canha. At the plate. Bases loaded. 1 out. When I'm playing MLB The Show, I always do this. Ground into a double play.
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
Oh, man.
In real life.
6-4-3 double play. 5 scoreless for Lorenzen. Tigers hit into a double play in 3 consecutive innings. Runners at first and second. Wenceel Perez strikes out to end the inning, and the Rangers go on to win by the final of 1-0. Semien, 15th RBI of the season, tied for the second most in the American League, and the first time Lorenzen has thrown 5 or more shutout innings since his no-hitter back in August of 2023. Michael Lorenzen, Michael, signed late, but clearly he was one of those guys where I'm like, man, this is the guy that is still out there? A lot of teams could have used a guy like Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah, he kind of completes that rotation. You know, it's a guy you can rely on. He does a great job at first impressions. His second outing with, what was it, with the Phillies?
Yeah,
it was a no-hitter. First outing here, 5 scores.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like bend but don't break type guy. He had multiple runners on in the third, fourth, and fifth. 3 consecutive double plays. You know, so it's like I still am 1 pitch away from executing and getting out of the inning. So he's capable, reliable. Is he your number 1 on the staff? No, but he's that complimentary piece.
Yeah.
Not scared of the situation. Are they going to get Scherzer back? You know, they got some things where if they can keep playing well, their offense really hasn't taken off just yet. They're hitting great with runners in scoring position. But when those guys get going, man, it feels like right around June, July, you might be picking up some of your banged-up players, and it's kind of like making that.
You referenced his no-hitter. His season really kind of probably felt good to get this first start and to pitch so well. And the other thing that's good about him, he has experience in the bullpen. So you mentioned the pieces that are coming back for the Rangers. You can either keep Lorenzen in the lineup as someone that is good at the middle of your rotation, or you could put him in the bullpen if necessary.
You can, and you can actually give guys a short leash. You know, if someone's coming back from injury, you don't have to have them go 5 innings. They can go 3, and then Lorenzen might be the long
little piggyback starter.
Yeah, he's very versatile. He brings a lot of value to the pitching coach and the team itself.
Well, the Texas Rangers get a much-needed win on the road after they lose a series over the weekend at home to the Oakland A's. All right, we're just getting started on this edition of MLB Central. Speaking of the American League West.
It is a speed limit enforcement of 100 kilometers ahead of about 400 meters. It is a speed limit enforcement of 100 kilometers ahead of about 200 meters. It has been processed normally. There is a speed bump on the front.